Hello and welcome to Wrexham Review Club. Today I'm going to Morrison's, Rithin Road in Wrexham, and I'm going to try out the breakfast. So I'm going to try the breakfast just to compare it to obviously the local small businesses. I try the touchscreen ordering system, but it doesn't work. I can either call a number, which is weird, or use a QR code. But I needed Wi-Fi for that. I could have used Morrison's Wi-Fi, but it's too long-winded. So I'm going to go for the full breakfast, but there is a selection of cold food, sandwiches, meal deals, cakes, and cold drinks. So I go for a Pepsi Max, and then I order my food, which takes a considerable amount of time. I'm just at the till at the minute, waiting for someone to take my order. Hi, can I order a full breakfast please? With an extra black pudding. Well done bacon please.
Full breakfast. Full breakfast.
Black pudding.
Black pudding, yeah.
And well done bacon.
£8.28.
Thank you, card please.
Would you like to have a seat?
Yes please, I will. There you go, thanks very much. Cheers. Cutlery. Have you got any knives? Got any knives?
A few moments later.
You're waiting for something?
Yeah, knives. Thank you. Anyone? Thanks a lot. Cheers. Wow. Let's see how this goes. So I ordered the big breakfast, full English breakfast, $5.99. Black pudding extra, 99p. Pepsi Max bottle, £1.30. So total £8.28. So let's have a look. So guys, I'm going to do a voiceover on here. There was loud background noise, a bit of music as well. Don't want a copyright strike. So I checked the sausage. It was dry, salty and overdone for me. Black pudding, again dry, been stood under a hot plate, you can tell. Not very nice at all. I like them a bit crispy on the outer, a bit soft in the middle. And there's hardly any taste to it as well. Everything was salty. Everything I put in my mouth was salty. So the bacon looked really nice, you know, initially. It was okay, but again, very salty aftertaste. And very greasy as well. Very greasy. So beans, didn't have much beans. Liked a bit more, and they were lukewarm. Not very hot at all. Mushroom, I think they've dug that out the back garden because I still think it had dirt on it and it wasn't cooked very well. Still had the texture of a raw mushroom. Same with the tomato, like a raw tomato. It was very lukewarm. On a breakfast, I do prefer them warm and soft. So yeah, everything was very salty, not hot at all. Egg, little bit runny, nice white, you know, an egg's an egg. The hash brown looked nice, looked decent, but soggy in parts, crispy on some parts. The potato was a bit congealed and dry, so again, not very good at all. You know, I'd rather pay £10 and get a decent breakfast. You know, it's good value for money there, but you're getting rubbish. So, right, enjoy the video, and I'll catch up with you at the end. So that was Morrison's in Wrexham. Quite disappointed, if I'm honest. I used to remember Morrison's was really good for breakfast, albeit I haven't been for probably 2 years maybe, and I used to enjoy it, but that was shocking. That's the worst breakfast I've ever had. I'm not just doing it for the video, that is shocking. One, I hate waste. I hate wasting food, and I had to leave some. The sausages were too salty, they were overdone. The bacon was cooked to how I like it, but way too salty. I'm going to be drinking loads later. Beans, well, I had a tablespoonful, that was lukewarm. The tomato had kissed a frying pan or a grill. It was still a raw tomato. Mushroom, yeah, it was still I think it still had dirt on it from the garden. What else was there? Hash browns, yeah, dry. The potato was mushy in parts, then crispy on some. The potato was just like congealed. It just didn't taste right. You know, it wasn't not nice at all. What else did we have on that plate? The tomato, black pudding. Again, it was dry. You can tell it's been under a hot plate, just sitting there. And yeah, fair enough, places get busy and they do use a hot plate, but there was only, I counted 12 people in there. It wasn't busy at all, and they're still just keeping things on the hot plates and just cook it fresh. You know, you're a big multinational company, surely you can just cook things fresh. You have all the equipment there, you can see all the equipment. You know, these smaller businesses do it. It's ridiculous. You know, the price, £8.29 something with the drink. Yeah, and the best thing about the breakfast was the drink. Thanks, Pepsi. Yeah, horrible. I don't like slagging places off, you know that, but, you know, I've got to say it how it is. You know, it was not very good at all. Staff weren't very good. They saw me standing at the counter and they just kept walking past me, taking orders, delivering orders. And I was just stood there for, I would say, 2 minutes. It doesn't sound long, but it is when you're standing there. 2 minutes is 2 minutes when they're walking past you. One guy did say, give me 2 seconds, but then it was about 30 seconds or so after he come over to take my order. Then I was waiting for knives and forks, knives, and a woman come over with a pile of them in her hand, just chucking them into the pot. I asked for a knife and she just handed me one. It's little things, you know what I mean? Bring them in wrap them up, or I don't know, it's all in her hands. I don't know who she is. Has she just been to the toilet, or she's just got a pile of knives and forks in her hand, just chucking them into the... I don't know, it just doesn't look good to me. So, yeah, that was Morrison's in Wrexham. Yeah, very disappointed, shame. Stick local, definitely, don't waste your money. Stay local, go to these small businesses, support them. You get better quality of food, better customer service. And it's a shame, because like here, people are working for a living, they've got jobs. I don't want to see anybody out of work, but there just needs to be better standards. They've got the money, there's better standards for places with no money. It doesn't make sense. So yes, that was it. I hope you enjoy. Get to Morrison and see what you think, but I wouldn't waste your money. Go local and support these small businesses. Thank you guys, thanks for your support, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care.